People love to say Godsmack is an Alice in Chains tribute band. I get why people say it, the air and the vocals, the vibe, but when you actually look at the facts, the story doesn't add up. Let's start with how the band even came together. Godsmack didn't start as some Alice in Chains clone. They started as The Scam, a Boston bar band hustling their way into gigs. And I mean hustling. They would literally pay other bands to disappear, and then they would play instead in the local Boston clubs. Even some might say that this is just an urban legend. That's not tribute band behavior, that's grind until you get noticed behavior, if you ask me. Yeah, and it's the behavior that you could say has led them to be one of the most successful bands today as I go through this. When Tony joined the band, he didn't even have a guitar. Solely Earner scrapped together $80, went down to a local pawn shop, and bought him a beat-up piece of shit guitar, as Solely says. That same guitar ended up being used on the first couple albums. Solely's even brought it out recently and played live with it. That's how raw, hungry, and broke they were. I think this shows more of the hunger early on, which doesn't show a tribute band kind of attitude if you ask me. Now the name, people love to say they named themselves after the Alice in Chains hit song Godsmack, the 1992 song. But the real story is way more random. Kind of funny if you look at it. Their drummer got a cold sore. Solely made fun of him. And then Solely woke up the next day with the same thing. Someone joked, "You got Godsmacked." And the name stuck. That's it. No Alice in Chains connection. Just a joke that became a band name. Kind of funny if you ask me. Now yes, in the Godsmack documentary of Smack This, Robbie joked that they were an Alice in Chains tribute band, but it was a joke, which backfired because Solely wasn't happy about it because people took that seriously. Solely has always said he wanted Godsmack to be different, not a copy or a tribute band. And musically, they are different. Solely's voice has way more Hetfield grit to it than anything Lane Staley style. Sure, there are moments when you hear a little Alice in Chains influence. Everyone in the 90s had some of that influence. But Godsmack's sounds is more heavier, tighter, and more groove metal. They don't do the vocal style of Lane Staley. You'll hear a little here and there, but it's more Hetfield, and I'll get to that as I go. Let's talk early success. Their indie album, All Wound Up, came out on their own label, Godsmack Independent. When Boston's KWOD, WAAF played Keep Away and Whatever, their sales jumped from 50 copies to over 1,000. That explosion is what got them signed to Republic Records in June of 1998. Their debut album, Godsmack, dropped in August 1998 with Voodoo, Bad Religion, Keep Away, and Whatever, just to name a few songs off of that. I have that album. That is a great album by them. None of those songs sound like Alice in Chains clones. They built their own lane and took off from here. Some people still compare them today to Alice in Chains. Yes, they do. Mostly casual listeners or people who never dug into their history. But a lot of fans see Godsmack as a band that made their own impact. Even Solely has said he's surprised that a project he threw together ended up lasting so long and being so successful. So here's my take. Godsmack is not an Alice in Chains tribute band. They weren't playing Alice in Chains covers in the mid to late 90s. They didn't form because of Alice in Chains. They didn't name themselves after Alice in Chains. And musically, they were way closer, if you look at Solely's vocals, to Metallica, especially when Solely was inspired by James' barking style, than anything Lane Staley or Jerry Cantrell ever did. Which Solely has said he was listening more towards Judas Priest, Metallica, and Led Zeppelin, to name a few. Influence? Sure. A tribute band? No. But some people still may look at it after they watch this. You know the facts, but you're entitled to your opinion. Feel free to share your thoughts. Thank you for watching. Check out the links in the description on YouTube. Peace.